this be one of the best moments of your life? You're listening to the Business Mirror podcast for a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopace.
Good day, I'm Dennis Estopace, and our topic for today is cyber insurance. The journalist behind the story on cyber insurance is Business Mirror's Rhea Koo. For the text version, please go to www.businessmirror.com.ph and search for cyber insurance. Rhea Koo's story on cyber insurance, titled In Defense of Data, Cyber Insurance Now Top of Mind for Philippine Businesses, was published in the broader look of the Business Mirror on July 4, 2019. Let's get on with the story. There's a ghost in your machine, and it's far from Gilbert Ryle's interpretation of René Descartes' work. However, there's nothing philosophical about cyber threats, as these are costing businesses billions of dollars. Indeed, according to a report by Microsoft Philippines last year, the potential cost of cyber threats would hit about 3.5 billion annually. The Insurance Commission even emphasized that a breach in data privacy and cybersecurity poses real risk for insurers and their policyholders, which is why the Insurance Commission encourages businesses to be covered by cyber insurance. According to Insurance Commissioner Dennis Funa, looking out for data privacy infringement and cyber attacks should both be part of a company's risk management. The threats of privacy breach and cyber attacks are all too real. Funa cited the business process outsourcing industry as an example. The BPO sector is one industry with greatest need for cyber insurance protection, as it deals primarily with data, Funa added. However, there is as of now a low take-up of cyber insurance policies. Citing data, Funa pointed out that malicious software or malware infections on smartphones grew nearly 400% in 2016, while there were 500,000 unknown cyber threats per day during 2017. In 2016, he said that personal data for about 3.7 million Hong Kong voters were stolen. About 3.2 million debit cards were compromised in Asia, he added. Funa said the cost of these attacks is astounding. The cyber attack on a Bangladesh bank resulted in the loss of $81 million. The Insurance Commissioner explained that the country's adoption of the Data Privacy Act of 2012, or Republic Act 10173, as well as the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, Republic Act 10175, is a helpful addition in terms of protecting against cybersecurity incidents. The United States Computer Emergency Readiness Team, or CERT, website defines cybersecurity incident as an occurrence that actually or potentially results in adverse consequences to an information system or the information that the system processes, stores, or transmits, and that may require a response action to mitigate the consequences. Calling out the cyber bogeyman necessitates bringing out a ghost fighter, which is cyber insurance. Michael Reliosa of the Philippine Insurers and Reinsurers Association, or PIRA, explained that cyber insurance is a new kind of coverage, which basically covers everything in line with cyber crimes. Reliosa, the executive director of PIRA, told the Business Mirror that a cyber crime can be any crime that's committed using computers or intelligent systems. A cyber insurance policy can cover things. Some of these are actual damages in the aftermath of the cyber crime done to a company or person, if there was money lost, the litigation cost, or the increased cost of working. According to Reliosa, now you cover two things. You can cover the actual damages, or how much money was lost, or you can cover litigation because sometimes the cost of litigation is even more than the actual money that was stolen. Reliosa added that you can also cover things like, for example, you have to change the system so you call it increased cost of working, or ICOW. So it covers the increased cost of working, legal fees, and the actual damage. Mark Lewin, the president and CEO of AIG Philippines Insurance Incorporated, told the Business Mirror that cyber liability insurance covers the financial costs that come with cyber breaches. Elwin said that cyber liability insurance covers the financial costs associated with a cyber breach, as well as first-party costs including event management, notification, data restoration, financial costs to third parties, network interruption, and cyber extortion. The Insurance Commission has tagged the AIG as a leading provider of cyber insurance in the country. The AIG explained its insurance product for one can cater to companies in various sectors and fields. The firm's trademark product is a specially designed solution that incorporates crisis response, legal advisory, forensics, a breach coach, and other capabilities to allow companies to respond in the real-time nature of the threat. However, in the current threat environment with fast-moving attacks that can bring down entire networks or prevent a company from conducting its very fundamental transactions with customers, an effective policy has to have the capability for an immediate and full-spectrum response. Elwin said cyber insurance can be thought of as something similar to a travel insurance policy, where there is an immediate travel assistance hotline, and, if needed, medical and security advisory or even evacuation if the situation warrants it. The services embedded in a cyber liability policy are critical to the protection of the insured, according to Elwin. In terms of how one gets cyber insurance, Reliosa said the insurer implements a number of assessment measures to determine the extent of the coverage. These steps include a conduct of a system audit on the company or business buying the cyber insurance coverage. It also includes a site inspection, security walkthrough, and even background checks on the company's information technology division or team.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the Business Mirror podcast for a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopase.
According to Reliosa, insurers look at a lot of things to determine cyber insurance coverage. For example, the IT room. Does it include a cloud system? Does the company have a backup? What is its connection? Is it fiber optic or copper wire? According to Reliosa, there are a lot of things being looked at, and there are several pages long on the checklist. Insurers also look at the company's IT specialists. Reliosa said insurers also look at the underwriters, who should also be knowledgeable on systems. That is why it's a specialized coverage, he added. Reliosa further explained that premiums for getting cyber insurance varies depending on the needs of the business or company. He cited as an example that some insurers charge premium at 1% of the total sum insured under the cyber insurance coverage. For example, you want to cover 200 million, so it's 1% of 200 million. That's the premium. But it can go up and down depending on so many factors. One factor that can increase the premiums set for a cyber insurance policy is if the company has a previous hacking incident, among others. According to Reliosa, if you already got hacked in the past, then your premiums are higher unless you can show that since you got hacked, you replaced all the systems and everything from passwords to people, etc. Reliosa added, again, a lot is being looked at in terms of cyber insurance. It's not just in the system but also the people, the background of the IT guys. It's like a credit check and not just a background check. Elwin pointed out that as the global arena changes in step with technology and innovation, there is also a growing frequency and sophistication in terms of cyber attacks. With the growing frequency and sophistication of cyber attacks, risk management must entail many elements of protection from managed security services, proactive monitoring, training and awareness about social engineering and insider threats, and risk transfer through insurance. Elwin pointed out that cyber liability insurance is indeed a need as all industries across all sectors are vulnerable to cyber threats and cyber attacks. The coverage is seen as a critical risk management tool. Elwin said, in today's world, all industries are vulnerable to cyber threats, and cyber liability insurance can be a critical risk management solution. The AIG believes companies that are using just one form of defense mechanism to cover their IT needs are more susceptible to current and future cyber threats and are at more risk. According to Elwin, companies that rely upon only a single line of defense are vulnerable, either to current threats or those which are being deployed in the weeks or months ahead. He added that moreover, hackers and cybercriminals have not in the past and will not in the future restrict their activities to more developed economies. Elwin also explained that cybercriminals and hackers do not limit their unscrupulous activities to just developed economies, emphasizing that anybody is susceptible to these cyber attacks. Elwin added that Philippine companies are, unfortunately, equally exposed, and with the Data Protection Act of 2012 now in effect, have significant responsibilities under the law to protect client information. Reliosa echoed the same sentiment that cyber insurance is really seen as a need. He pointed out that based on several surveys, the top concern of CEOs and top officials would be protecting their company or businesses from cyber threats. Reliosa said he thinks it's already a need. He says, there were several surveys done locally and internationally, and actually, cyber threats are the biggest worries. In the survey with CEOs and CIOs, as the respondents, a number of them said this is their biggest worry. They think they have the biggest risk along these lines, more than being robbed in banks through a pickaxe or etc. It's easier to get money by hacking today. Apart from cyber insurance, there are some companies that also offer financial crime and risk management measures to protect businesses brought about by today's network working environment. One company that provides financial services technology to countries across the globe sees the importance of having correct customer data to improve detection techniques, as well as procedures in terms of having comprehensive anti-money laundering solutions for companies. Andrew Davis told the Business Mirror that one of the interesting things he noticed when he visited the Philippines in March was that there was a lot of discussions within financial institutions in line with anti-money laundering and tax evasion measures. Davis said that one of the interesting things he found over time is that there is an interest in development going on particularly around anti-money laundering, but also tax evasion. Davis, who is Pfizer's Vice President for Global Market Strategy, Financial Crime Risk Management, said there are many financial professionals in the Philippines focused on managing risk appropriately to protect their customers and the financial system itself. Davis explained that the quick movement of money and data around the world is not a bad thing, as it provides convenience, among others, to people. However, he emphasized that having technology in place to keep that movement safe should come with the shift. Davis said that moving money and data around the world is something we have as a mission that moves the world really. It's a good thing. Moving money more quickly is a good thing, Davis said. But having technology in place to manage any risk or fraud or money laundering associated with the movement of that money is very important as well. Davis added that a company like his can help monitor the movement of data or money in real time, as well as monitor unusual activities through transactions to help prevent threats such as money laundering, among others. Davis told the Business Mirror that they know payments, and we know payment fraud risk, and we can also do that in real time. So, you stop the money moving into the hands of the criminals before the money has actually left the financial institution, he added. You're very much protected. Just look at behaviors and unusual activities and red flags, Davis said.
Welcome back. You're still listening to the Business Mirror podcast. For a broader look on business with Senior Editor Dennis Estopase.
Citing data from a study conducted by the United Nations, Davis pointed out that the amount of money laundered through the global financial system every year is up to $3.6 trillion every year. Davis added that experts estimate cybercrime damage costs to hit $6 trillion annually by 2021. Davis explained that financial crime and risk management solutions incorporate modern technologies that employ advanced analytical approaches. It also incorporates robotic process automation for improving alert investigation efficiency. They also use artificial intelligence or AI that can sift through volumes of unstructured data, analyze risk cases, and identify early signs of potential future issues. Davis added that number needs to materially change going forward, particularly the application of more intelligent technology to uncover money laundering. Meanwhile, latest research from Canalys shows cybersecurity solutions for public cloud and as a service accelerated in the first quarter of 2019. The Singapore-based analyst company said these deployment models collectively grew 46% year-on-year. These types of solutions accounted for 17% of total cybersecurity market value, up from nearly 14% in the same period a year ago. The company added that virtual security appliances and agent solutions also grew strongly, up nearly 19% on an annual basis. Canalys said that traditional hardware and software deployments still dominate, representing almost 75% of the total. Both models continued to grow but at a slower rate of just over 8%. Canalys added this data highlights the ongoing transition in cybersecurity solutions, as organizations look to protect more data assets and workloads based in the public cloud. According to Canalys, vendors have introduced new ways of doing business with channels and enterprise customers in terms of purchasing, consumption, and servicing, as well as helping simplify operations in increasingly complex IT environments. Matthew Ball of Canalys said that investment in cybersecurity shows no sign of slowing down, as it remains a priority for all organizations. Ball, the principal analyst of Canalys, said that the security industry will be immune to the increasingly challenging macroeconomic and political environment. He added that recent high-profile ransomware attacks have resulted in organizations paying large sums to regain access to critical IT systems and data. Ball added that strengthening security strategies across devices, infrastructure, perimeters, and applications will continue to be critical. Ball also recommends that increasing employee training and gaining more comprehensive cybersecurity insurance will also be important to counter these threats.
Thank you for listening to the Business Mirror podcast. For a broader look on business, follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Business Mirror. Until next time.